Sad news, Sabalenka's epic win. Gauff's heartbreaking loss dashes WTA Finals dreams. The night sky over Riyadh glowed with desert gold, but inside the arena, a storm was brewing, one that would shake the women's tennis world to its core. Tension crackled in the air like electricity as Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka stepped onto the court. It was the clash everyone had been waiting for. Fire versus fire, power versus power, heart versus hunger. But nobody expected the ending. Not like this. Not so devastatingly. So dramatically. So heartbreakingly one-sided. On this unforgettable night, Sabalenka rose like a warrior queen, delivering one of the most powerful performances of her career, an epic masterclass that left Coco Gauff stunned, shaken, and ultimately eliminated from the WTA Finals. Fans who came to witness greatness saw it, just not in the form they expected. Coco's dream was shattered. Sabalenka's legend grew, and the world stood frozen in the echo of one of the most emotional matches of the season. The atmosphere, a night charged with destiny. Riyadh had hosted big matches before, but nothing matched the electricity of Gauff versus Sabalenka, a rivalry built on speed, power, and burning ambition. The arena was packed, filled with fans waving flags, chanting names, and preparing themselves for a battle of the titans. Coco walked with the energy of a rising star, who had climbed peaks fewer age even dared touch. She radiated confidence, hope, and determination. Sabalenka entered like a storm, focused, fearless, her expression carved from stone, her muscles tight with purpose. This wasn't just a match. It was a story in the making. Coco's hopeful start, fire in her eyes. From the opening game, Coco showed flashes of brilliance. Her footwork was sharp, her backhand sliced through the air like a blade, and her speed, electrifying. She hustled for every ball, refusing to let Sabalenka dictate the pace. Fans jumped to their feet when she fired a stunning forehand down the line. The roar was deafening. For a moment, just a moment, it felt like Coco's destiny was unfolding exactly the way she dreamed. But then momentum shifted, and everything changed. Sabalenka takes over. Power, precision, perfection. Sabalenka's power is legendary. But on this night, she unlocked a new gear, one the world hadn't seen since her Grand Slam glory days. Her serves came like cannon fire. Her returns were missiles. Her confidence grew with every roar, every fist pump, every blazing winner. Coco struggled to keep up. Points that she normally controlled began slipping away. Unforced errors crept in. Her timing faltered. Her emotions flickered across her face. Frustration, disbelief, pain. Sabalenka smelled vulnerability. And champions don't hesitate. With ruthless precision, she pushed deeper, hit harder, and refused to blink. It was as though she had arrived with one mission: reclaim her throne. And she was unstoppable. The turning point, a rally that broke Coco's spirit. Every match has a moment that defines its fate. This one came in the second set. Coco chased shot after shot, stretching the rally into a breathtaking 26-stroke exchange. The crowd screamed with every return. It was the kind of point that could shift momentum, restore belief, or ignite a comeback. But the rally ended with a Sabalenka forehand that thundered into the corner. Unreachable, untouchable, devastating. Coco bent down, hands on knees. Something inside her cracked. You could see it, the weight, the pressure, the heartbreak. Sabalenka, meanwhile, grew taller, stronger, hungrier. The match was slipping away. The final game, silence before the storm. By the time the final game began, the arena felt strangely quiet. Everyone sensed what was coming, even though they prayed for a miracle. Coco fought, hard, running, sliding, stretching for every impossible ball. But Sabalenka's power crushed through every defensive wall. Match point arrived like a cold wind. Sabalenka fired a serve so fierce it seemed to slice the silence. Coco returned out of pure instinct, but the next shot, a blistering cross-court winner, sealed the fate of the night. It was over. Coco Gauff, one of the brightest stars of her generation, was out of the WTA Finals. Sabalenka had triumphed in an epic showdown. The crowd gasped. Some covered their mouths. Some simply stood in shock. Even Sabalenka, fierce and fiery, softened for a moment as she glanced at Coco, her fallen rival. Coco's heartbreaking reaction. The young American stood frozen. Her chest rose and fell rapidly. Her eyes glistened with emotion she fought desperately to contain. She walked toward the net with grace, shook Sabalenka's hand, and then lifted her face toward the crowd, forcing a brave smile through heartbreak. She didn't cry on court, but she didn't have to. Everyone could feel it. She waved to her fans in Riyadh, then pressed her hand to her heart, a gesture that said everything she couldn't find the words to express. In the locker room, silence swallowed the space around her. She sat on the bench, towel wrapped around her neck, head bowed. Teammates describe her as broken but not defeated. Coco Gauff doesn't collapse. She rebuilds. Sabalenka's moment of glory. For Aryna Sabalenka, this victory wasn't just a win. It was redemption. She had struggled earlier in the season. She had battled injuries, pressure, inconsistency. People questioned her. Critics doubted her. But champions don't fade. They rise. And Sabalenka rose with performance worthy of the headlines. A battle that will be replayed for years. A victory that reminded the world why she's been one of the most feared players in sport. This was her night, and she seized it with fire. Why this loss hurts so much for Coco. Coco Gauff is more than a player. She's a phenomenon, a symbol of youthful brilliance, hope, and unfiltered passion. Losing is part tennis, but this loss stings for deeper reasons. White heavy checkmark 1. She was playing some of the best tennis of her career. White heavy checkmark 2. She had the momentum and belief to go all the way. White heavy checkmark 3. Fans truly believed Riyadh would be her moment. White heavy checkmark 4. Her rivalry with Sabalenka made this loss feel personal, emotional, and heavy. White heavy checkmark 5. She dreams big, and falling short of those dreams cuts deeply. This match reminded her, brutally, that even the strongest stars face storms. What this means for her future. Despite the heartbreak, Coco Gauff's future has never been brighter. Sometimes, great champions need painful losses to carve out their path to legend. Here's what this moment really means. Where heartbreak creates legends. Tennis is a brutal sport. It gives everything in one moment and takes everything in the next. But that's what makes it beautiful. Tonight, Coco felt the pain of loss. Tonight, Sabalenka tasted the sweetness of triumph. But tomorrow brings growth. Tomorrow brings courage. Tomorrow brings fire. And Coco Gauff, fearless, electrified, beloved, is far from done. This heartbreak will not define her. Her comeback will. Conclusion, a sad night, but a powerful story. Sad news, maybe the headline, but the real story is deeper. It's about resilience, rivalry, heartbreak, and hope. Sabalenka's epic win was unforgettable. Coco's heartbreaking loss was emotional. But the journey is far from over. Coco Gauff will rise again. Stronger, sharper, more unstoppable than ever. The tennis world hasn't seen the end of her magic. It has only witnessed another chapter in the making of a legend. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.